When telling the story of something that actually happened in real life, you often wind up with an unsatisfying conclusion. That's because, unlike fiction, you don't have an author with a vested interest in making sure all the loose ends are tied up. And of all the stories that I've ever covered on the channel, there's probably none that exemplifies this more than the story of the mysterious hard drive found hidden in a bag by a redditor. What I didn't anticipate, though, is that you got so invested in this story that you wound up breathing new life into this story that had gone cold for years. And in doing so, you brought some old players back into the fold, adding a new chapter to the story of SecretHDD. And if you haven't watched my video on SecretHDD, I'm going to recommend you do that first, because otherwise none of this is going to make any sense to you. Or if you don't want to, here's a quick summary. Redditor's mother buys a bag on eBay where they find a hard drive sewn into a compartment in the bag. The hard drive is broken and unusable, but another redditor named Dovic says that he can recover the information. Arrangements are made for the hard drive to be sent to Dovic, and then the original poster disappears, and for more than 6 years people go back and forth trying to figure out what was on the hard drive and what happened to Dovic and the original poster. And I also want to give a shout out to Tim Maverick on Twitter for bringing this to my attention. The first update to this story begins on August 15th of this past summer when a user named Dovic_123 posted on the Dovic subreddit. AMA Dovic. Hello everyone. I was requested by a Reddit user to come to the sub and answer any lingering questions about this mystery. I am you, Dovic. I'm not sure what is the best way to provide confirmation of this. Anyone have an idea that would satisfy the majority? I was contacted by Ches a while ago about this, and the ongoing community. I can't think of anything else to add to what I told him back then. SecretHDD never sent the hard drive after I contacted them. The best bet the community has to get closure on all this is for SecretHDD to resurface with the drive. Unfortunately, I'm no longer at the lab I was at when all this came about, so I don't really have the tools to recover the drive. I'll answer any questions that you all have. And for obvious reasons, a lot of people doubted the authenticity of Dovic123 because so many people have come there either claiming to be Dovic or SecretHDD. So he wound up verifying himself by posting a video to his confirmed YouTube account. This video showed him being logged into Reddit using the Dovic123 account. Additionally, he also confirmed his identity by sending a picture of himself to the mod Desmodes. A lot of people were curious about his correspondence with SecretHDD.
What else did SecretHDD tell you about the hard drive?
SecretHDD didn't tell me anything special about the hard drive. The extra one that was bought was going to be sent with the hard drive that needed to be recovered. I was going to check to see if that extra drive would work for a board replacement or if I needed to find another one.
What was SecretHDD like based on your interactions? Was he kind of weird and sketchy, or did he seem like a well-adjusted normal dude?
Seemed normal to me. Really though, I didn't have enough interactions with them to really get a good reading.
Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say welcome back and thanks for posting. I guess I'd asked you, did you ever talk with SecretHDD? Did you lose interest because he never got back to you? And have you seen Whang's video, posted a few months ago on this sub? I still hold a glimmer of hope that this mystery can be solved, even if it is just an empty drive.
I only talked with SecretHDD through PMs, and when it came time to actually send the hard drive, I never heard back from him. I posted an update on that, and then left it at that because I didn't have any further updates to give. So eventually, I lost interest. I just watched the video. Hey! I really wish there was more we could do to figure out the big mystery. Some users were curious about why he deleted his account. I don't remember when I deleted my account exactly. I checked Reddit more and more infrequently, and each time I came back, I would have to respond to a lot of PMs about the hard drive. I got tired of doing this and decided to delete the account. I don't use Reddit as much anymore anyways. And of course, others were curious about what his thoughts were on what might actually be on the hard drive. I don't remember if there are any details on the original eBay seller. I don't recall any provided by SecretHDD. The drive itself most likely contained boring contents, nothing interesting. It is fun to think about all the weird or crazy things that could be on it, but that speculation doesn't get us anywhere, unfortunately. He also conceded that it was a distinct possibility that the entire thing was fake, and he, and us, were all taken in by it. But aside from confirmation that he's still alive and a little bit of where are they now type information, Dovic's reappearance didn't really add that much to what we already knew to the story. that arrangements were made, and when the time finally came for SecretHDD to send the drive over, he disappeared. But then, about a week after Dovic's post was made, another post was made by a user named SecretHDD is over. This post was entitled, "Please just stop, this was all a joke. I'm sorry if this is anticlimactic, this is just a joke that's gone on too long. You guys have spent over 6 years and never gave up, and I'm both sorry and gracious for this. I don't have access to my old email, it's been 6 years and I totally forgot about this whole thing, but I just came here to tell you the truth. This was all just a joke me and my friend decided to do in middle school. We had access to a few bits of technology, his father used to own a PC repair shop, and no, it was shut down, and no, I'm not telling you any information about who they were or who I am, and we have since split apart. We have no idea where to go with the story and just decided to end it in the only way we could think. Just forget about it and let it die as a mystery. I don't know where my friend is, and his PC was the one with the email and the Reddit account. I understand I have no real way to verify this, and feel free to continue doing this if you enjoy it. That was our intent all along, but I just feel guilty for all of the suspense I built up and the anger you have portrayed. I no longer have the HDD or the account as my ex-friend left with them when he moved. Thank you, sorry, and goodbye." And this post was met with even more skepticism than the Dovic post.
Okay, if that is true, you have to give us something, anything. I mean, how can we trust the word of a random user? Hell, a picture of the table the hard drive was pictured on. Really? Track your friend down. Tell him he's a Reddit legend. I mean, your story is very believable, but it doesn't give us closure because it has no credibility.
I doubt it would be possible. He moved away long ago and I only know his first name.
My friend, I only know his first name. Laughing emojis.
It's been half a decade since we've talked and we weren't even that close. What do you expect?
Press X to doubt. I know the last names of my friends from elementary school. You're full of shit.
Just because you do doesn't mean anything. Just because you allegedly remember the names of people from elementary doesn't mean I have an obligation to know the name of a person I used to hang out with and did something for a little bit with in middle school over half a decade ago. You guys may be strangely obsessed with this, but I'm not. Why don't you go figure out how logical thinking works?
Who are you?
I'm the original SecretHDD.
Bullshit.
+1. Total BS.
And you should note that that last comment there was posted by Desmodes, the very same mod who verified Dovic. Keep that in mind as we move forward with this story. See, this post was made in August, but ever since then, people would occasionally show up to the subreddit and post in that thread. And when people posted in that thread, SecretHDD is over was there to respond to them. This kept happening for over a month until October 2nd. It was on October 2nd when the mod Desmodes had finally had enough and started to antagonize SecretHDD is over.
Literally should delete this, but want to keep up how dumb you are forever. You can't trick us, rando account. Keep the faith, brothers and sisters.
If you want me to delete the account, I'm willing to. I guess there's no harm in doing so anymore.
Log into the original account. Dovic gave us proof. You have no proof right now.
I've already done my best to make it clear I don't have the account. It was on his computer as I didn't have any internet connected technology at the time. I am willing to do anything to prove it if I can. But it's been 6 years, I've moved between states, lost accounts, and forgotten things. I really don't know what to do, but I'm fine with deleting this. I didn't really expect there to be so much backlash, but I suppose it makes sense you would be skeptical. If there's anything I can do, I'll do it.
The Temptress tests our faith. In Dovic we trust, in Dovic we love. Dovic 123, I leave it up in your hands.
I already contacted him. He said he couldn't prove it or do much since he didn't have the account. If you mean for him to decide whether or not I delete this account, if nothing comes from it, I likely will. I'm sorry this has caused so much turmoil.
I remember the names of all my childhood friends. Your story is whack, just like your ability to remember passwords. Tell us something that you and Dovic talked about in the PMs.
I remember his first name, but I don't remember his last name. It's not like it was even my account. He's the one who made it and set up everything. I was just there to help with little ideas and corrections. Me and Dovic didn't even talk too much either the 6 years ago we did, Nothing was that insanely special about what we did talk about, and it just kind of fell apart. At the time, this wasn't something that we put all of our time and effort into. It was just something we did for fun.
What is your friend's first name? What did you talk about in the PM? We have access to some of that correspondence. If you are telling the truth, we could use that for verification.
Christian. And the only reason I remember that was because I used to joke about religion. Me and Dovic talked about how to transport the HDD to him, and that's the most I remember about it. We didn't get into any super interesting details, and it was a very impersonal thing. And that last comment by SecretHDD is over was posted at 6:34 PM Eastern Standard Time. It's at that point that him and Desmos begin to talk in private messages. Almost exactly an hour later, at 7:32 PM Eastern Standard Time, Desmos begins a new comment thread and stickies it. Having a good back and forth with SecretHDD is over. I'm actually starting to believe, boys and girls, I think this is the real thing. And a little over a week later, on October 11th, Desmos returns to reply to a comment on that sticky thread.
Actual proof? I'm not buying it.
He's confirming some details that I'm able to check on. Nothing 109% concrete yet, but have a good lead on the original SecretHDD account. So something that was said in those private messages convinced Desmos of SecretHDD as over his identity. He didn't say what exactly, perhaps because it was something personally identifying and nobody wants to get doxxed over a story like this, but something. It's telling that the guy who at first was the most skeptical and who of everybody probably had the most inside knowledge was convinced by whatever was said. So, although we cannot verify this 100%, it's very likely that the story of Reddit's secret hard drive was in fact a prank pulled by two middle school children. And of course, Christian, whose father owned a PC store, if you actually exist and you're out there watching this, you could always come forward and tell us what you know about the SecretHDD account. But anyway, that's all I have for now. If you like this kind of video, because I've never done an update video like this before, let me know in the comments. And also do check out my video about Alex Chu's immortality rings, because I do have some more stuff to say about that. Anyway, until next time.